I'm John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. We're at the Schermerhorn in Nashville, Tennessee with Jonny Lang. Jonny, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, man.
Great.
Absolutely.
Hey, tell me a little bit about this guitar.
Well, this guitar is a Telecaster thin line. I guess it's semi-hollow. And my first guitar that I ever had was a Stratocaster. And then somebody turned me on to Albert Collins. And that made me switch to Tellies. And then I saw this guy named Tab Benoit, who was one of my favorite guitar players still. And he had a semi-hollow Telecaster, and I'd never seen one of those. And I just loved his tone. So I switched to Telly thin lines. And somewhere along the line, I was lucky enough to have Fender make me one.
Great.
So.
And it's a maple top, is that?
Yeah. It's this is a little different than a normal thin line. It's maple top, and but the back is spruce.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, you know, an acoustic guitar or whatever.
Yeah.
And but the neck is maple, but the spruce makes it very light. You know, so.
And the neck fingerboard, it's just all in one maple, right?
Yeah, this is bird's eye maple, I think, is the neck. And originally they said they couldn't do it black because it would turn out purple if it was see-through at all. But they figured it out. They figured out how to make it look black. So
great. Yeah, beautiful. So you're just switching between that and the Les Paul, is that right?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the 58 reissue Les Paul, and I'd never tried Les Pauls before. They sent a couple out to try, and this was the first one I played, and I couldn't believe how good it sounded. And I just thought, man, if all of these sound this good, you know, I've really been missing out. But I always tell people that since then I've played a bunch of the old ones, and have a buddy who's got a bunch of really highly sought after old Les Pauls, and this guitar kind of freaked him out and everybody else too, because it kind of beat all the old Les Pauls. Oh. So it's a really special. You know, every once in a while you get a really special one. So.
Now, is that like a custom shop or just off the line?
Yeah, I think these are, the reissues are pretty much custom guitars,
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it's just a really nice sounding guitar.
It's surprisingly light for a Les Paul.
It is really light, yeah. It's really light. And I think that's how the older ones kind of were, a little bit lighter. So.
Yeah. Was it an adjustment, like the whole scale and everything like that? Or?
Yeah, when you go back and forth, it's a little different. Sometimes I go for all the high notes on my Telly that this has. Yeah. And they're not there, and I'm plink, plink, So, but no, I mean, I love the difference between them. It makes you play differently, and it's nice on different songs to be able to have that, that variety. So. Yeah. I'm here with Warren Termini. This is Jonny Lang's Guitar Tech. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi folks, I'm Warren Termini. It's a great pleasure to be out here doing this rig rundown for Premier Guitar Magazine. It's a great magazine, and it really supports the behind the scenes on what an actual guitar rig looks like in a live situation.
Hey, thanks for the shout out. Let's go through this pedal board.
So what we have here is Jonny Lang's Trailer Trash pedal board. It starts out with a monster cable, hardwire, no wireless. It goes into the Joe Bonamassa Crybaby wah-wah pedal made by Dunlop. Then it goes into the Boss TU2 tuner. Then it'll go into this custom switcher to loop all these pedals. The first loop is the Analog Man King of Tone. We just got it yesterday, and it's a really nice pedal, and it has a great Texas style grit to it. The second one is the Overdrive pedal, Route 808.
Visual sound, I think. Yeah.
Visual sound. It's set up for a heavy, crunchy sound. third one is the Tube Dreamer from Jam. The fourth one is a very subtle boost from Whirlwind, just to bring up those little accents in a quiet part. Then we have the Octave Fuzz, the Ultimate Dream from Full Tone, and then we have a Boss Dynamic Wah AW3 Dynamic Auto Wah pedal. Then it comes out of the looper into a switcher where it takes 1 in, 4 outputs, so that on the Fender amps we get both sides of the amp. He has one side set up to be clean, and he has one side set up to be crunchy and dirty. And we have these little covers over here so he doesn't accidentally step on them and turn them off. Then on the side we have the 4 outputs that go to the snake that goes to the amplifiers.
Great. Hey, that's great. Let's talk about the amps.
Okay, well, basically what we have here is a Fender Deluxe reverb amp.
And these are reissues.
These are reissues. It looks like a normal Fender amp, but the insides have actually been stripped out and remade to the exact specifications of a 1965 Fender Deluxe. There is some hot rod circuitry in here to allow one side to be crunchy and one side to be very clean. I can't really tell you what it is because it's a secret from the person that modified it. But if you read the Groove Tube manual from Aston Pittman, you'll be able to figure out what's been done to these. And so basically, it comes from the switcher off the pedal board, and there's 4 outputs on the pedal board, and they each feed one side of the amp. And this amp back here is identical, and it both feeds 2 sides of the amp. Each amp has a 25-watt Celestion Greenback, the made in England one, and it's just got a single 12-inch speaker in it. And they really boot, and they really make a great sound. He has them off-centered like this, so they're not pointing at the sound man, and he can crank them up. Bass player gets killed a little bit, but he's a little loud, that's okay. And Jonny actually likes the dirty sound that comes out of the open back of the amplifier as well.
Cool. So you're running both amps at the same time, and you're switching them both together?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah. So there's a custom-made switcher that it's a 1-in, 4-output switcher. It switches both sides. It's made by Greg Howard at 3 Monkey Amplifiers, who makes a great line of handmade amplifiers as well. He's made that pedal, and we have a couple of other things that he's made as well too, and he's very good tech. And that's about it.
That's cool, because having that back one mic there, he's probably picking up the back. The back mic is picking up the back of the front.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
That's a cool combination.
It's just kind of a blend of the two, just kind of swirling around each other. Jonny stands right up there, and he likes to hear a little bit of the kind of grungy sound that comes out of the back of the speaker. Yeah. And this is just having them this way is a way to not have them in the sound guy's face, because we don't actually like it when the sound guy says to turn it down. Sure. You don't want to turn guitar amps down.
And although you're not running any stereo effects, I don't think you are, but it's still a stereo.
It's actually pretty mono, because it's a 1-in, 4-out splitter. Sure. So the one thing you won't see on Jonny's pedal board is there's no time-based effects on there. There's no delays, there's no chorus.
No swirly stuff.
No swirly stuff. He's just a straight up, get that tone, bend that string, and make great notes.
Great. Tell me about these guitars.
Okay, well, what we have is Jonny Lang's Les Paul here. I believe it's a 58 reissue. It's strung up with the Diodario EX110 Plus strings, which is 10.5 to 48 gauge. Diodario are great strings. And so he will play this a couple times during the set. And it's a great guitar. It's set up with some really good action. It's got really thick frets on it.
Is it all stock pickups and such?
It's all stock Gibson parts. The nut was just worked on, and it's a great workhorse of a guitar, as a Les Paul is. Sure. And so the next one we have is Jonny's Telecaster that he's most known for. It's been on the cover of a couple of records. It was made in the custom shop. It's a semi-hollow body. It has Bill Lawrence pickups in it. It has a coil tap in the tone position. It's got a 5-position selector switch on it.
Standard Strat kind of.
Standard Tele. It's been on the road with him for a while. It's got a lot of great road wear to it. It has a maple fingerboard with a maple neck, but the fingerboard has been done to be the same color as the back of the neck.
Yeah. Oh, and Warren, just to clarify, so that is a 5-way switch? Like
Yes.
So like a Strat kind of going through all...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
5-way switch. It has a pull-out coil tap or boost.
Great.
And then 1 volume, 3 pickups, and this side is solid, this side is hollow.
Oh, cool.
So.
Beautiful.
And this one gets the Diodario 10.5 to 48 guitar strings as well. Okay, this is Jonny Lang's Martin J40 acoustic guitar. He uses it on the song Lie to Me. He's using the Diodario strings, the model EJ26, which goes from 11 to 52. Some good heavy strings on there. It has a really great heavy, bright sound to it, and it's a fantastic guitar.
Yeah, and I like the weather checking. It's probably really opened up like that.
Yeah, well, we spend a lot of time out on the road with this guitar. It pretty much lives in the trailer behind the bus 10 or 11 months out of the year. So when you travel a lot, it's susceptible to the weather. We don't have a heated trailer. So one night it's cold, next day it's hot. One cold, hot, and you know, it's breaking in good. He also plays it pretty hard, and that'll add some weather and wear and tear to it.
Yeah, and you said it's has a stock Martin pickup system?
It's pretty much stock Martin pickup that anybody can get when they buy this model of the guitar, and it's a really good sounding guitar.
Great. Great. And the picks, what picks does Jonny use?
Jonny is using the Dunlop picks. They don't have the millimeter on them, but they're very, very thick. They just happen to be green. Dunlop does the color coding. I think this is the 1.1 millimeter. It's definitely the heaviest one that they have. It's a little bit smaller than a regular pick, so I'd have to really go to the music store and figure out what it is, but it's definitely very thick.
Okay, perfect. Hey, well, thanks very much.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Thanks for coming out, and look forward to reading your magazine and enjoying your wonderful rig rundowns.
Hey, thank you.
All
All right. Okay,
Take
Warren.
care.
Great. Well, Jonny, thanks so much for joining us today. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay, peace out.